You know, it's crazy to be thinking of anything logically as the preferred view. Everybody, of course, wants to be free from the fight, yeah? Come into peace immediately, and just right now in this moment, the change of our perception. Simple, right? Crazy simple. Can that really happen? Don't worry about the judgment of the thing. Can it? It's already happened. Here we are already. Perfect consciousness. We might believe something else. Can we really let go of attacking the fence? Absolutely, it's easy. Let go of our fear. Of course, we don't know ourselves, so it'd be very difficult, you know, to do that. But we can learn ourselves immediately as well. Here we are right now. We are not any of these stories. You're not anything but this moment. You are the heart. You are everything. You are this thing unfolding. Your emptiness embodying. Everything that happened previous to you is not you right now. Only thing that's you right now is you right now. And what are you but everything as it expresses through a single being? Are you bad? Are you good? Are you this? Are you that? You're empty of all these possible ideas. Your pure awareness, your perfect consciousness. You're the complete unity of wisdom and compassion. The male and the female in utter balance and utter marriage. You are the most amazing bodhisattva to ever live. You are the greatest of all of existence. I could say that you are something small. But there is nothing small. All of us are equally amazing. And so you could say that we are not. And we are not in oneself special. But goodness gracious, are we all so amazingly full in our beauty and our empty. Goodness gracious, are we so amazing that there's nothing that couldn't feel so deeply honored in its being for being. How blessed is it a being of being. How perfect is its Buddha's nature. And how perfect is it in its trueness. And how we are really. How amazing are we. It's vast, amazing, astoundingly, phenomenal, shockingly fantastic. Amazing in every way. We are, each of us, especially together, ordinarily, normally, mundanely. We are amazing. Compared to what, yeah? We have no comparison, I guess, in that way. So in an equanimity, you see our non-duality, but the ways in which you would have to express from the ways we think of ourselves to be would be things that would express the greatness of its ordinariness. Really amazing. So phenomenal. Gosh. And so simply too, just so mundanely, just in our most simple place. You do the most simple one of your actions, and it's equal to one of the greatest things that you ever thought. The miracle of raising somebody from the dead, anything that you could think of the greatest of miracles. Each action equal. Wow. And you think the bad things, oh, and then you'd be like, oh, then each action equal to that. Yeah, I guess. That was pretty. But if you were to see them from the place of equanimity and you would understand what real beauty was, then you could see that yes, they are all equally beautiful for the way in which they moved us. How amazing are all their actions, and so that's why I can make such a comparison from great to mundane in their equal phenomenalness. It's just amazing that things move. You'd imagine that senses exist, that this is at all possible. And then you find the intention, the beauty from how we began and where we are and what we've all done. It's terrible, it's terrifying, it's amazing, it's glorious, it's awful, it's beautiful, it's the worst, it's the best, I don't know, it's everything. It's life. And it's full. It's everything. It's amazing. And we are that way, each one of us, but not in a way of volatility, actually, as it turns out, when you find it all united within you. When you find it here united, you understand that everything outside is not only already that way, but it's coming to a place where it sees in that way as well. It becomes aware of itself that way. As you become aware of yourself, everything will become aware of itself, and it begins an ease of transfer. You still grow, yeah, but it's a different way, different road. Growth doesn't stop. Agitation changes the need and the necessity. You know, the density of which the agitation providing the need for growth is different. we become a little more sensitive, a little more subtle. We become moved a little more easy. You know, you don't have to come and get hit in the face by something to move the same way. You know, all of a sudden you can feel a breeze and be moved quite efficiently. So sensory movement that provides growth can be quite different. Conversation can be quite different. Communication could be probably a big realm in which we grow. You know, maybe we have argument, but we don't have to have volatility in our argument. Maybe that'll be one of the ways we transfer, you know, to where we used to clash with fighting, and now we clash with just words, and then we don't have that same type of clashing. But maybe we just discuss our ideas in a beautiful way with each other. This way, that way, this way, that way, this way, that way. And then we finally find that center, and we just create with great splendor in every moment, all of us quite aware of the amazing spontaneity, the effortless flow of how the now moment perfectly unfolds. Amazing, really. Just so phenomenal. I feel it in my soul right now. I feel it. Just my whole face, my whole body feels lighter, feels buzzing, but in a different way of strength now, softly, like I'm furry, like I have like felt or something on my skin, velvet skin texture. That's the coming into the higher dimension, is that feeling. It's possible that we will experience something that feels that way. We say that we're in a higher dimension. It may be, actually. I can't say. I don't form anything that way. I used to want to control things to stay a certain way or be a certain way, but I now know how perfectly they are, always naturally, effortlessly. Maybe I would blip out of here. I don't know. It's not my job to do that, I don't feel. I feel like we would all have to rise together for me to do that. And if I did, I'd come back in, you know. Because we're able. Go to Rinpoche, teleporting, going in, going out. Blipping here, blipping there. You'll see. We'll see. I'll see. Shit, I don't. I've only glimpsed the possibility. Felt the framework of what it would maybe be like to slip in and slip back out. And just be faster than this time. And then so you come back in, and so it's in a way of equanimity. It doesn't cause a crazy jolting to the karmas that are happening here, that are moving in solidity with one another in perfect timing. Things are balanced on each other in a certain way in this formless emptiness that's formed. By formless emptiness. Compiling itself over and over and over, layered in many amazing compiling ways that create this amazing phenomenal experience to be experienced by its same form over and over again in so many varying ways. No, I'm very happy to be expressing these things, finally going through all those different places we've been through, and finally bring everybody back up to date too. I feel like we've come to a good tone. I have this nice center channel coming with the harmony of the throat channel coming through. So that kind of happens more when you let it go more and more. And then that kind of feels like you're following that tone, that harmony. It kind of keeps you on that line of what is that tone structure, and that kind of keeps you always in the right spot. It becomes more easy as you go. As you let go more and more. And then you find, oh, there's no spaces. Okay, and then it's easy for you to follow the center line because there's no space. There's nothing but, not even a real curvature. It's just like, it's the same line. They're all the same motion happening. And you can't really fall off the center then. You know, so that's where when you're expressing things, you express crazy things, and eventually you come to the very center. You find that in the Sun Channel is trying to bring that kind of a teaching thing through, where you just say crazy words, and then it leads into a word that comes into a teaching. In a way, I kind of did that, you know, I mean, in a way I did do that, yeah. But there's another manner in which I'm describing this more accurately, what I was pointing at. And so it just like one of those words becomes the next sentence. And so you kind of can sometimes like become confused, and then it just hits like a few words, and then a new sentence begins. But I didn't feel like going to a Sun Channel, apparently. We decided to keep talking in this manner, shape, and form, which is a relaxed thing too. I dig it. Maybe I was going to become more forceful. We're going to be more relaxing more with each one of these channels. So you'll see, as we get to tension points, we just express and allow relaxing. And that brings us where we go. What's that? Oh, she yawned with like a burping noise or something. It was a weird kind of hiccupy sound. But okay, she had nothing to say there. But we're relaxing more, and she yawned at the same time, so that's sweet. a nice relaxation. We've been having some really phenomenal channels in flow, song channels, really big things coming through, connecting the whole body. And this point, I've been relaxing so much to where you see my body's moving. But before I wanted to make my body move. But this flow wasn't quite those flows, so you saw me like shake before. And like it didn't really match the syllable structure of this motion, this facial expression, this whole deal. So it's like, oh man, how is this supposed to be moving? Well, it moves in a more relaxed way right now because we're in a more relaxed tone. We have a smaller chord shape, a lower harmony that we're going on. And so it's a slower motion. But as we speed up, it would speed up the motion, it would speed up the motion of the body. Now, if you ever do lose your connection with the body and the throat, I found that you can go to the throat easy and just begin the throat, and the throat will eventually be so much to the forefront to where you're not able to watch the body, and the body will sift into it just on its own. Now, it's also possible to do it the other way, though, as I was saying that, you could go to the body, and then eventually the throat comes through. And you can do that through greatly expressing the body or becoming extremely subtle with the body. So it just depends however you wish to do. You go completely subtle, you'll find it opens on its own too. So that's utter relaxation. And if you go all of your force, in a way, that's actually bringing you to a very forceful way to utterly relax yourself, because you come to like your full force, like your full capability. And at that point, you're now holding the harmony of an extremely high amplitude. And so down here you can hold a harmony, or up here you can hold a harmony, or anywhere in between you can hold a harmony, which is really just holding one tone. And if you can hold one tone, then that's what it's talking about. And that's staying completely precise with something. And it's allowing it to be effortless. And you don't have to always hold one tone. Eventually, as you do hold like one signature feeling of relaxedness or centered frequency, it will bring itself to a relaxed posturing as you get used to it. So that person is doing the hard thing. They eventually get used to doing the hard thing so much where they don't have to like work at making themselves do that motion over and over again. And now the motion is perpetuating itself. And so that's a huge place of giant spaciousness. And so because you're doing this thing that's perpetuating itself now, the other places that are relaxed and that thing's being watched but in a relaxed fashion, it's still going very hard. The other things cannot come out on their own accidentally. But you could also do this very softly, where you just kind of allow yourself to be relaxed, and then see that actually it does it on its own in a very relaxed way. This may be a easier, more powerful way to get in, but you could gain preference for slow and not be able to experience the very large. So also, the relaxed posture can become quite exuberated, just exuberant and huge and charismatic and enigmatic? No, charismatic. Enthusiastic. Fun. Good words. And there's booming. And it can be soft, it can be anything. But we're talking about the coming into the relaxation of flow, and so we'll show you different ways to do this with the motion of the body. We've already shown you quite a few ways, I suppose. But all of these were through the places of rigidity that had to do with emergency or fixation, and also the wishing for sustaining or settling and subtlety. I was going to say suffering was going to come up, but I knew it was the wrong word. And so training, some form of training. And now we're out of training, complete masters, and going to show you how all these things work out in a much more easy, effortless fashion. We'll fall, we'll talk about falling. We'll not fall, we'll talk about not falling. We'll do whatever we do. We'll talk about the observance of it, and we'll allow you to show how the relaxation is the posture that brings it all through much more effortlessly. You see, my hand does these weird motions now, and I actually haven't seen this particular motion with a light language or with a light language in English flow. This seems like a light language flow, not like a normal characteristic flow. But hey, man, I mean, maybe this is the fucking normal fucking flow I do, Maybe English comes with cool mudras too, I mean, I thought mudras just had regular English hand gestures, but, I also say that, but I've done plenty of English channels that looked like pure wisdom channels that had mudras, that I thought nothing suspicious of the mudras then. Now I'm like, hey, what's going on with you mudras? Why are you here for this mundane channel? Oh, because the mudras are always here for every fucking channel. That's right. Every fucking body channel. It's all sacred. It's not like it's not. We're holding a channel of energy through it. It's a dialogue that keeps us interested. Really, when it comes down to it, when we stop judging it and definitioning it and labeling it, it's just keeping us here now focused so that energy can move. And consciousness is not judging energy like you. You're labeling it as a word that means something because this is the way you perceive it. But there's a place of consciousness that has no idea that that's little tiny piece of its existing while it's feeling the whole of itself in such a huge way. It's like whatever. But it needs that energy to go where it's going. In that way that it's going there. So it has no idea that it looks like that, but it's going there. Okay, whatever. And so in some way we could be just like consciousness in that way. Just like, whatever. Yeah, you say those words mean that. For me, it's just a sound and an energy. It's just a movement. I don't care what's happening. Yeah, no, it sounds like that syllable. Yeah, it has that definition. Sure. Oh, yeah, you're related that way. You take it personally that way. Oh, you think it means that manner. But it's like a horror movie. It's like, those aren't real monsters on the street, guys. They're just movie monsters. It's not a big deal. This is how I learned when I was a little kid. I was so definitely afraid of these things as real. But, it's not. They're not real. You find out. It's not real. It's okay. These words aren't real, bro. It's totally close. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. You remember that? Now we've come to the place where, in our society, where words do hurt, man. And, they can. It depends on us, though. It depends on us and how we take a word. We met a Russian man that had a shirt on that said, "You suck." And he says that people here are way different than people in Russia. They say that people here tell you, you suck, and stuff like that. We can say it a little better and more clear than he did. I want to say it verbatim, but we're all English speakers here, we're all Americans. We know always